All right, Joe Cepeda is with the Guam Football Association. A very, very busy team here. So, Joe, first of all, the damage was very alarming visually and everything. For those of us who drove by here on Harmon Loop Road, we saw those light fixtures that just went up, for the FIFA matches that you had and everything like that. One appeared to having fall directly on the bleachers. Another one was kind of strewn about. What is the extent of the damage, and how was the assessment for that?
Well, you figure we lost 6 out of 9 poles. So that obviously impacts all our night activity, right? The cost could be in the millions, right? The good thing is the Presidentino and a select few here at GFA did an aggressive approach to keep the place safe. Mm-hmm. And as you can see from what we have now, we're doing them in stages. So it is a major impact. It will affect a lot of our national teams and our leagues. Mm-hmm. Right?
At this point, do you have any sort of rough timeline on when you will be able to open all the facilities, or which facilities will open and when?
Oh, the good news is that because of our aggressive work in trying to clean up, we have a modified return to play just for the national teams. Because the national team, we have 5 national competitions this year that we have to go attend to. So we have a tentative plan to return to practice as early as next week, right? We have 2 full-size fields. We're able to get 1 full-size field playable, right? But restricted areas. So our goal is to bring back the national teams as early as next week. Right, and then bringing back the leagues probably late July, August.
Yeah, because you've got national team matches coming up on the calendar too.
Yes, we have actually 5 or 6 competitions that are scheduled. So we need to get the national players ready for that.
Mm-hmm. Now, in addition to the financial cost, obviously there's an emotional attachment that Guam football lovers, as well as the players who train here, the administrators that put their blood, sweat, and tears into this facility to make it a reality. How do you actually keep the community that has been fostered around this wonderful place? How do you keep their spirits high and say, we will be back?
Well, we will be back. We're working hard on the ground. We're looking and getting help from our network so we can rebuild. But the priority right now is the national team, right? And then eventually we're hoping to get to the youth league as early as September, second week of September. So we don't see a problem with that. Again, the biggest factor that we have in coming back to play are the night activities. So we have to do a paradigm shift. If they're used to playing at night, now we're going to have to play during the morning and the day. So.
Let's talk now about the northmost field, the pitch right behind us now, Joe, because I know when that field was first opened, state-of-the-art material. You got those little black pellets that prevent sliding around. They're very robust. It's meant to last and everything. What was the damage to that field? Because I understand it's substantial.
Well, part of the problem with the upper field is the wind direction and where the damage, most of the flying debris went. So most of the debris went into that field. We spend close to 50 hours at this point trying to repair and clean up that field.
A lot of it has to be done by hand too, because there's that broken glass that you can't just have a blower get rid of it. I see the crew out there, just extracting it manually.
I mean, we had a crew of 10 with vacuum cleaners going throughout. So that would be probably our last field to come back into play after more assessments. And if you notice, all the fencing around that field were damaged. So we're ready to put the fence back. We have the fence material, so we're working hard, right? We have a working president, right? And we have a dedicated crew that we picked just to come back to fix the place.
Absolutely. Now, although GFA is probably the shining star of the Guam sports community in terms of the financing, the organization, the competitiveness, what words of wisdom could you offer? Because we also believe in inafamalik and taking care of our neighbors, and you're part of a much larger community. To the federations and the organizations and the leagues that have their own damage and their own issues and everything like that. What would you offer to them as far as being able to make it back?
Well, I think you need a good working team, number one, right? Find a good working team. Don't lose hope, right? Build it one step at a time. Rebuild one step at a time. You fix it, they'll come back, right? But don't lose sight. Don't give up as administrators, because once you lose sight and give up, then all hope is lost. So,
That is a true sports mentality. You know, like the team takes its cue from its leaders. Huh?
yes, right.
Okay, and now speaking of being part of much larger communities, you here are part of like the Dedido Sports Complex. You know, you've got beach volleyball courts to the left of you. You've got obviously the Dedido gym, the walking trail, the pool behind you, and further off there, you've got a private tennis club and everything. What have you seen of your neighboring like damage, and have they reached out to you? Have you talked to them about helping out or just like sympathizing?
Well, I mean, I've seen the damage at the tennis facility minor compared to most of the facilities. I think they made out the best.
They just had some saggy nets which can be tightened again. Yeah.
So which is good. I mean, at least any facility that's out there, people can go out and again, it's the mental and physical state that we want for our community. So any sport federation can get out there and get people out exercising, staying fit, and staying positive is a plus for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay, then final words, Joe, just to the people that consider this their home, and the athletes that have come through the junior program and come back and mentor young athletes, and everybody who just donates so much time to this and everything. What would you say to them about their home?
Well, the first thing I want to stress is that just after the typhoon, we actually launched our scholarship program, right, for our soccer athletes. So again, we're looking at extending that deadline because of the hardships that most of the families will be having. So that's one. Number two, I think hang in there. We're coming back, right? As I just mentioned earlier, we have a modified return to play starting with our national team. League play will commence as early as late next month, and of course our premier flagship league, which is the youth, which is scheduled for the second week of September. I think we're very positive that we can meet that goal coming back to play.
All right, well, Joe, well, congratulations on the progress that's already been made, and best of luck to you. And we stand ready here at KUAM if you need anything, any help to get this amazing facility back up to speed.
Yes, thank you very much for your concern, and for the community of Guam, hang in there. Don't give up hope. Right? There are hardships, but go day by day and look for the best.